Hello, I'm Sarah Jackman Read and I live on the Isle of Wight with my husband Ian and my pug Lottie. I started crafting about 10 years ago when I was working next door to a craft shop and I got lured in by all the lovely goodies. Since then I've been a Do Crafts demonstrator since 2013 and I've also regularly contributed to Creativity magazine. I particularly like die cutting techniques and also like coming up with sort of fun, inspirational ideas for all those crafters out there. I particularly love Do Crafts products because they are a really good quality but also at a reasonable price. I particularly like the mini dies as they're so versatile, and also I love all the Santoro Gorgeous ranges as they're so beautifully designed. I'm really excited to be a craft ambassador for Do Crafts and I hope you can join me on my crafty journey. Today I'm going to show you a stamping technique. It's quite a simple technique but it is quite effective, and what I'm going to be using first of all are these folk floral stamps. They're only very small but it works really well, this little simple technique. So what I have done first of all, I have used my X-Cut heart nesting dies and I've just literally die cut a heart out of spare cardstock. I'm just going to use a little bit of stick it masking tape on the back of that, just to form a little loop, and that will place that on the back, and we're going to use that as a mask just on a piece of cardstock. This is the actual Papermania textured cardstock, but I'm just going to use the other side because it's still got a tiny bit of texture there. So we're just going to pop that on there, and that's in the centre. Now I've got a bit of foliage there, and I'm going to use the gorgeous mini stamp pads because they are in absolutely lovely colours. And we're just going to build up our design here. Now normally I'd put the pad onto the stamp, but this time because they're so small we're just going to sort of just pat it on there, and then I'm just going to start going around this heart, just stamping around. Now it doesn't matter if we sort of miss a bit or we've got a few gaps, because we can fill that in later, and also that's obviously the beauty of handmade cards, because nothing has to be perfect. It's more about just enjoying the technique rather than worrying too much about everything looking too uniform. So I'll just pop that round there. As you can see, it is quite easy to sort of build up quite quickly. There's our first colour. Okay, so that's that lovely green. Now we'll go for some of this lovely purple. So I've got 4 little foliage stamps here, but obviously this will work well with there's lots of lovely little florals as well in that kit, but we'll just go with just these little bits of foliage today. So again, just round where you want to put them, like so. And it does build up quite quickly, and at least if you did a sort of run of these, you could it'd be quite nice for sort of wedding invitations, or as each one would look slightly different. So pop that there. Okay, there's our second one. Now we'll go for a nice bit of deep pink there. Pop that on. There we go, all the way round. Okay, so we're nearly there. We could leave it like that, but I think I'll just put another few little extra flourishes in. There we go. Okay, so we've got our one last colour, just to fill in any of the small gaps we've got. There we go. As you can see, it is quite quick to achieve. Particularly good if you need a quick card. And you can do it in any colour way you like. So this is good just for filling in those little gaps. There we go. Okay, so when we've got our sort of main pattern there, I think we'll go with that. Okay, now what I need to do now is just add a little bit of colour around the outside. You can see where we've got our main design there. I'm just going to add a little bit of colour around the outside, and that will just help to enhance that heart shape. So I've got another pink ink, and I've got a very technical piece of kit, which is a bit of cut scouring pad, which is absolutely perfect. Scouring pad sponge is brilliant for this, and obviously very economical. So all I'm going to do is rub just around the edge, just a little tiny bit of colour along there, and also if there's any other little gaps that we've sort of missed, it will just help to just cover those up. And it just gives us a sort of definite shape when we take that mask off. Around we go. Just a little bit more. Okay, let's just check that. I think we've got enough colour. Yes, we've got plenty of colour on there. And that's our basic design. So all I need to do now is just peel off that heart mask, just carefully. And then there we have it. We have our gap then ready to put our sentiment in the middle. So I have got a sentiment from the Folk Sentiment stamp set. And I'm just going to use Artist Chocolate Pigment ink on there. Now what I've done is I've just laid my stamp on a piece of white card, because then I can see where I'm putting the colour, and it just helps me to make sure that I've got that evenly. Just tap it very lightly over there. And then we'll pop that in the middle, like so. And there we have our finished design. So what I'll do is I've got a card here ready that I've layered up with some craft card and some coloured cardstock, and we'll just pop that on the front. There we go. And there we have our simple stamping technique.